Topic 3, geometry. So we'll talk about some of the properties of the shapes that we mentioned here. First example, how many lines of symmetry does a regular hexagon have? Hexagon has 6 perfect sides. We will do example of one side. For example, if we look at the top line, one symmetry line goes from here. So if you flip the right side to the left side, they're the same. Okay, there is also another one that you could do is like this. So you flip the left to the right, they're symmetric. But here, if you rotate these two, we can go to this line, and you would find two other lines like this, right? And move to this line. But then when you rotate back to the other half of the hexagon, it's going to repeat the line. So for each 3 lines, there are 2 symmetry lines. The other side, the lines are coincides. So total, there are 6 symmetric lines. Number 2, the isosceles triangle has 2 sides of equal length and meet to form a vertex angle of 96 degrees. What is the degree measure of one of the other angles in the triangle? Okay, 96 degrees, so slightly bigger than a right triangle. So 96. And isosceles triangle meaning you have 2 sides that are equal. And this property would give you, if these 2 sides are equal, these 2 bottom angles would be equal. So you know the top, and the important property that we know that already. So if you sum of all angles of a triangle, and 1, 2, 3, 3 angles, the sum would be 180 degrees. So if you have total of 180, you subtract this angle divided by 2, then that would give you the angle for the bottom ones. Number 3, what is the degree measure of each angle for an equilateral triangle? What is an equilateral triangle? Equilateral triangle is a triangle that has 3 equal sides. So we'll talk about this later. So you have one line, you have this angle that's facing that line. The longer the line is, the larger the angle is, okay? If these 2 lines, the sides, like we saw in the second example, the isosceles triangle, if the sides are the same, the angle that they are facing correspondingly should be the same angle. And in this case, we have 3 sides, they are all equal. That meaning the 3 angles that each side is facing is equal. So total sum of the 3 angles is 180 degrees. The 3 angles are identical, so divided by 3, that would give you the angle for each. Number 4, what is the degree measure of acute angle for isosceles right triangle? Okay, here you have 2 pieces of information, isosceles and right triangle, which means you would have a triangle that has a right angle and also the 2 sides are equal. We talked about this. The angle the side is facing, if the longer the side, the bigger the angle. The shorter the side, the smaller the angle. If the 2 lines are identical, the angles they're facing is going to be identical. So total sum of the 3 angles is 180 degrees. You take out the right angle, which is 90 degrees. And then that would be the sum of these 2 equal angles. For each one, you divide it by 2, that would give you the answer.